time to talk Brentford's transfers. Let's get into it. There's a lot to talk about in Brentford right now, I think. The way the club is just kind of slowly falling down. There's some words to talk about. The two main highlights I would say is, if we get onto the team here, it's the goalkeeper. Flecken, I thought he was really good at the start of the season. He's still in the FPL as well, which is a bit worrying, potentially on my part. But I saw a stat the other day, -7 goals. He's caused 7 goals basically in the league, and that's terrible. That's, you know, the goals where they shouldn't be going in 7 times. And I know Onana's been getting a lot of hate, but that's terrible. And obviously up front, Visser and Buemo have been trying their best. A lot of people have Buemo in their FPL as well because he performs, but just not well enough, not consistently enough, and a lot of it comes from penalties anyway. Toney's probably going to leave, so they're probably going to look at a new striker. So let's just talk about how they're looking to play. At the start of the season, this is how they were kind of lining up, with Visser and Buemo being the two main focus points. With Visser coming a bit wider than Buemo. Buemo trying to play in this more central role, and it caused one of the centre mids to come out wide as well and drift into like this, and then like that as a team. Getting wider with the fullbacks, obviously a lot of injuries have taken them out, so they're more into this formation now, with 2 centre backs, 2 fullbacks, one of them being a centre back, and then it's like more of like a 3 centre mids who know how to all play in the positions, so kind of rotate, and then more of a wider attack, but sometimes moving into a diamond with 2 up front. But let's just get into what I think they need in the team. As I said, I think they need a new striker. I think they need a new big signing, someone to pull into the club and, you know, take charge of when Toney's absence. That money that they're going to get from Toney, whoever he goes to, if he does leave, they need a new striker. Where's that money going to go? They need a new goalkeeper, I think, as well. Settling Raya was a bad move on their part. I thought Raya was brilliant. And, you know, they're usually good with the recruitment with goalkeepers. They've got quite a few in there. Shakosh is still in the club, and he did well against United, but he got pushed right out of the team. Flecken is the way Thomas Frank seems to want to go, but let's put another suggestion out there. And then also, I feel like they need one of these other centre mids to be a bit more creative in the team, grab the game a bit more out of its neck, because it is currently the rotationary centre mids, who I saw the funny thing of like, tell me which one's which, and you just can't between like all of them. It's like, yeah, it's the same guy in my head. So add a bit more depth to that midfield and a bit more creativity, hopefully, as well. Starting with the goalkeeper, what better choice is there than the guy who you sold your guy to replace? Take him back. It basically a loan deal, like a swap deal, but take him 20 mil for Ramsdale. I think they could get him for. Obviously, he's not in Arteta's plans anymore. Raya is the guy that Arteta wants. So why not bring in this guy? This guy's got plenty of bags of Premier League experience, and you know, he played well last year. I personally don't think he's that great of a goalkeeper, but for Brentford, I think it would do fantastic for him, and it could be a nice step in his career, and hopefully get him back in the England squad for his sake. Coming into the Euros this year, he can fight like Pickford does at Everton, because Pickford knows if he goes to a bigger club, he'll be fighting for his place a bit more. But at Everton, he knows he's got his place. Ramsdale could do that at Brentford and get a place in the Euro squad, which he wants, rather than having to fight with, you know, the likes of Pope, Henderson, Trafford, Johnston, who are all trying to get in that Euro squad as well. Yeah, I don't have to look at the formation like I have in the other videos with that, but yeah. On to the next one, Tammy Abraham. What a good replacement this would be. And I know people going, but he's at Roma, he's doing really well under Jose. Yeah, but he's also got Lukaku pushing him there out of the team. And Brentford will get the money from that Toney transfer. Brentford will get the money, and a lot of big clubs should be looking at Abraham as well. He's a good striker. He's got Premier League experience, and I think he could help grab that Brentford attack by the scruff of the neck and be this focal point that they need in the attacks. Obviously, when they move into this more formation here, he can be that focal point. You know, the perfect replacement for Toney, I feel, is Tammy Abraham. That is it. That is what you could go down to, is that Tammy Abraham will be the perfect replacement, because we know the pull the Premier League has. I mentioned that in the last video with Bournemouth. The Premier League has amazing pull because they know the players here are going to earn the top wages, top bracket, and I think it'd be a perfect signing. And the next one is another Liverpool player, like I did with the Bournemouth video. This once again would be a loan, hopefully change his season around for his sake. Fabio Carvalho, he just returned from Leipzig, has been sent back And I feel like, you know, in this role here, trying to be a bit more creative and letting these other two centre mids be a bit more hold back and pass the ball for the Lions, he can come out into wider positions when it's needed, and they want two strikers up front, and they've already got someone out wide. He can move into these roles as well and leave them into a more of a 4-2-4 when the centre mids want to come wide, or come like this when they're playing a 5-back and moving one of the centre mids out wide. Cam plays role very well. Excuse me for the cough there. Yeah, I feel like that'd be like 3 very nice signings that they could get. Maybe a bit more of a centre back depth, but I quite like the centre backs that they have right now. I like the full backs that they've got right now. I don't have too much hate against the defensive side of the midfield that they've got and the composure in midfield, but it's all seems to fall apart, and I think it's all down to losing that big focal point of the goals up front. They got plenty of goals last year. Toney in 17 of them. You know, and Brentford chipped in with his portion last year. He got 10 goals by the end of the year, and he's doing well this season, but he can't carry it alone. He needs that focal point, and I think Abraham will be that main focal point. And as I said, the goals coming in the back aren't the defence's fault. There's been 7 that Flecken should have stopped, and hopefully if they bring in another goalkeeper like Ramsdale, he can stop him and fight off that relegation. I know he's been relegated 3 times, but I think he can fight it off. That is the Brentford video, guys. If you have liked the video, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments who you think Brentford should sign. Thank you for watching, guys. Once again, if you want to see more of it, subscribe, because there is plenty more coming your way. And hopefully, I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.